Gilbert, God, we woke up to some crazy ass shit. Yeah, I'm sorry, I did it. But Gilbert,
Beep.
what the hell?
Oh yeah, man, that was
No, and Gilbert, that's not even the best part. What I loved was real quick. My bad, Vic. I'm gonna use it again. This was hilarious.
What happened to your head? By the way, Tyson Fury's dad reminds me of Dan Quinn. Like he looks like Dan Quinn.
Okay, I was thinking the exact same thing during the video.
Dan Quinn, who got in trouble over the weekend wearing a shirt, by the way.
Oh my God, in trouble. Well, I don't know. It's the whole thing is just weird.
That's intense.
But dude, I couldn't believe I saw that, and I was like, oh my God. I'm like, the dad did it again. I mean, almost in every press conference. Yes, at the air. If you have a question for Gilbert, once we do the Charger segment, you can ask him the question. Obviously, I don't think this is a fight that you need to sell. I don't think you need to pull a De La Hoya Canelo. Unless they've already seen some of the pre-order numbers and they're kind of nervous about it. But I don't think you need to pull anything that anybody else is. I mean, this is Tyson Fury and Usyk. I think both of these guys are big enough names, or maybe I'm wrong.
No, in a bit I'll give you a prediction, but I think if you are a hardcore boxing fan, you don't need the sell point or the pitch, because it's going to be undisputed heavyweight championship belt. Or belts, 4 belts, and I guess heavyweight has lost his prestige, from the 90s or the 70s. But I guess the last time there was a fight this big in terms of championship belts, last time was 1999. Evander Holyfield and Lennox Lewis in Las Vegas with all 4 belts on the line. So it's going to happen again here. So history is going to be made. But Dan Quinn, lookalike Tyson Fury's dad. Yeah, he went overboard, man. I guess he got really bothered by it, and it just reminds you how many kind of what should I call the dads of boxing? They're a little out there, the dads of boxing. I just put that. I'll say that.
So I think we need to do a list one day.
Father's Day.
And I both need to come up with a list of boxing dads
for Father's Day. Let's have a
Father's Day. Boom! I love it. Yeah, Father's Day. We'll come up with our list of top 10 or top 5
pound for pound rankings and the dads,
exactly,
in terms of crazy is and good trainer and things like that.
Exactly. This fight, to me, I honestly don't think that they need all these shenanigans. Obviously, Tyson Fury's dad has been like this in the past. We all know, even when it was Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury, he pulled out a couple stunts like this. He did some stuff like that. So I understand where they're coming from, but dude, come on. Like, this is a big enough fight. They don't need you. They don't need you doing all this stuff and pulling all this. So I just thought that it was, I just thought it was, you didn't need all that. Like, for what? Why did you need to do that? So I just, I didn't understand it.
Yeah, as long as it wasn't Tyson Fury getting involved, I think we're okay. But yeah.
What'd you say?
As long as Tyson Fury is not involved, we're okay.
Oh, well, yeah, no, and that's exactly it. But it was so funny because Tyson even went at some of Usyk's people during the press conference.
Me. Yous are all dossers. He's getting knocked out, and you two are going to be working for me, carrying me bag slinks.
Freaking Tyson Fury, man, he's wild.
We need to get that dude on one day. I think we'd have I think we'd have a lot of fun with him on the show.
Is it I know we're a little out of order, but you want me to give you a prediction? Just get it out the way.
I'm sorry. I kind of started. I should have. I
wasn't sure. Should I give you more? Or
no. No. This is the Fury.
Let's knock it out then. And again, thank you to all. Let's knock it out. But again, thank you to all the boxing subscribers here on the channel. I've been seeing all the support from the boxing supporters here. There we go. Combat Compas. So Tyson Fury versus Oleksandr Usyk. Again, like I mentioned, all the belts are on the line, all 4 of them, or even the Ring Magazine belts on there. And Fernando, maybe I'll surprise you here, but I'm gonna go with Oleksandr Usyk. he is a little smaller, but when it comes to skill and the way he picked apart Anthony Joshua, not once but twice, and I just don't know. Tyson Fury is a little older. Maybe the work ethic is not there. We saw what happened with Ngannou, and I know with Usyk, having to deal with somebody so big and so crafty and can move, and he also doesn't have the advantage of power like a Deontay Wilder, because somebody that massive, you got to push him back somehow. But I think Usyk is a guy who is very, he has good feet, good ring work, smart, good IQ, and enough pop to kind of hurt you. So I expect Usyk to, in a tough matchup, to maybe get more points on the scorecards. I might even say it could be like a close bout. So I'm gonna go majority decision. Usyk or I keep thinking about Kyle Usyk, but Usyk. There you go, Oleksandr Usyk, the Ukrainian champion with the 3 belts there. I think he's gonna go get the upset. He's been waiting for this fight for a long time, Fernando. So I think for me, that motivation, that fire, that desire, I think Fury might have lost that a little bit, and Usyk, Usyk, there you go, has it.
Gilbert. Listen to what my boy talks about it right here.
I think he's getting annoyed of all the antics now.
Well, I'm gonna be honest. I think I'm gonna go the yeah, Theo, go ahead, send your question. I'm gonna go the other route. I think the Ngannou knockdown was I think the Ngannou knockdown and him almost losing that fight. Technically, we all think he did lose. I think that might have been the wake up call that he needed to kind of be like, hey, step it up. He looked fat during that fight, and now
I don't blame him. It wasn't a real fight, but still.
I know, but I can never go into something and say I'm gonna half-ass this. Like I've said it before. Like there's been times where I get angry or something, and I'm like, I'm just gonna half-ass it, and I can't. And I feel like professional fighters, he might have half-assed that fight, but I think there's no way you can go into this and say, you know what, my reputation is on the line. I need this. I know that he needs it more, but I don't think Tyson. I think Tyson's bigger. I don't think. I think you need power, like Ngannou. Ngannou has power. I think that's what you need to knock him down or knock him out. So I think Tyson got a wake up call with that, and I think Tyson is going to be the one that comes out victorious with this. And then who knows? Maybe he retires and says, you know what? I'm done with this. I'm going to go do something else and vacates the championships. But I think Tyson Fury is still going to be on his game, and I expect him to come out victorious here because I think he needs this, and I think he wants to obviously continue the legacy that he's built, and I don't think he's going to get lazy at the end, the way we've seen some other fighters kind of get lazy.
It sounds like they're already planning, no matter what, a rematch here. So
yeah,
it might be one more for Fury. But if you're Fury, like if you win all the belts now and you're an undisputed heavyweight champion and you're beating Deontay Wilder, what else do you need to prove? Like, I guess you could go fight Anthony Joshua, but like,
for what?
You've beat the guy who beat the guy twice,
There's only been one fight that I've wanted to see with him, and unfortunately, Andy Ruiz hasn't gotten up to that. Like, I've kind of wanted to see that because I've always wanted to see if Andy Ruiz could step up, and I know he's a lot.
Guys who have power always gonna have a chance of Fury because his chin is a little suspect, and Andy Ruiz has the power. He's like Deontay Wilder.
Yeah, and I'd love to see that, but I know we're not going to get it because I just don't think Andy has fought enough in the last few years to garner a championship fight, unless he does something incredible in August to where you think,
I was gonna say he's coming back soon.
Yeah, so but I think Tyson, if he does end up winning, I could see him because he's talked about it in interviews before. He'd love to go back to WWE. The only thing is he has some legal issues that I don't know if he can. What's up, Jorge? I don't think he can come back into the US for the time being. So it might have to be a clash.
WWE's, I was gonna say they spent a lot of time in overseas lately, especially through SummerSlam.
Exactly. So we'll see what he does, but I have Tyson winning this. I just
what do you got? You got decision, knockout.
Oof, I want to go knockout so bad, but I just think Usyk is just way too skilled. So I'll go decision. I'll go split decision.
It's a tough one. It's a tough one to call.
Yeah, no, it really is because there's a lot of unknown. So Gilbert has Usyk winning by decision.
I hadn't even looked at the betting line, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty close. I'm guessing Fury is a favorite by a little bit, but yeah, I don't know, Fernando. I think Fury.
Tyson Fury is the narrow 5-6 favorite to win. Three 3 out of 1 by TKO and 7 out of 4 by decision.
Okay, yeah.
Usyk
Yeah, I'm not surprised. If Fury has a size
even
advantage, he has experience. So I get that, but I think people overlook the skill of Oleksandr Usyk.
No, yeah, I completely agree with you. All right, Gilbert. Obviously, like I said, I jumped the gun. That's my bad. We
Good call, Jorge.
but now that Gilbert's gone,
No, I didn't see the second half. Okay. I don't blame you.
Right on the Canelo one. So
This one I'm taking a chance. I don't care if the curse is on the line.
all right, Gilbert. Obviously, Lomachenko destroys Kambosos over the weekend. He just completely picked him apart and really went at him. So, Gilbert, I have to ask you, Lomachenko's obviously worked his way back up. He had that weird fight against Devin Haney about it was a year ago, right?
A little longer, I feel like.
Okay.
But
it was over a year ago. He's made his way back up. So what do you feel like is next for Lomachenko? Because I kind of have a different route than I think what you're gonna pick.
Well, first of all, it was very impressive for Vasiliy Lomachenko. And the first question I have before I get to Lomachenko is like, how the hell did George Kambosos or Kambosos beat Teofimo Lopez? Teofimo Lopez, lost to him when Kambosos got crushed twice by Devin Haney. Now got crushed by Lomachenko, and then I think Ryan Garcia's calling him Kambozo with a Z, so that's actually pretty funny. And then Teofimo Lopez, like, everybody's getting on this guy for being terrible and trying to say, well, how did Teofimo lose? So he had to defend himself on Twitter saying, I was hurt, this and that, I had this and that and that. I'm like, whatever, with excuses. It led to him getting a couple good marquee matches, and one with being Lomachenko in Australia. And Lomachenko, I knew he was going to win, but I wanted to see which guy it is. Is the guy who's on the way out, like about to be 40 years old, and you start thinking about what a career that never really happened because he spent too much time with the Olympic gold medals, and he didn't really go through the professional rankings, and it kind of felt like a career that just you could have got him more. And now he might have one more run at it because the way he dominated, there goes a cat here, the way he dominated Kambosos in stunning fashion. I think the official and the trainer, wanted to end the fight at the same time because the towel went out in the ring, and then the official was like, okay, that's over with. So first of all, impressive performance. Now it's like Tank Davis is saying, hey, I want to fight him after Frank Martin. And I don't know, Tank, you shouldn't overlook Frank Martin because Frank Martin is a good boxer. He's talented, might be your toughest challenge of your career. But hey, all of a sudden, Gervonta wants to fight Lomachenko. Is it because, he's older? Maybe, I could take him on. I don't like that route. But hey, shout out to Devin Haney. Shout out to Teofimo Lopez. They all beat Lomachenko when he was a little younger. That's not an easy fight. I don't think Ryan Garcia could fight him because he's too small and he's too big. But Tank Lomachenko could be a good fight. The other I guess route could be Shakur Stevenson, but I don't want to see Shakur Stevenson. He's just a guy who's not being, I guess, marketed properly, or he's not doing his job to sell fights, and he's not really an entertaining fighter. He's a skillful fighter. He has a lot of defense, but Tank Davis and Lomachenko, that's a fight you want to see. If you're like kind of a casual boxing fan, get Lomachenko and Tank Davis in the ring. I think Tank will beat Lomachenko, but the Lomachenko that had the pop, the offensive arsenal, could come forward. He doesn't have the same defense or counter game because he lost some of the footwork that he had when he was younger, but he has good combinations. When I talk about Canelo and the combinations, prime Lomachenko had the same thing. So Lomachenko and Tank Davis will be a good fight. But again, it was very impressive. I don't think it's gonna happen because Tank Davis fights for PBCs where politics come in. And Lomachenko's with Top Rank. Angel says Lomachenko is one of my favorites. Hope he gets a good fight. I hope so too. I hope that Bob Arum on Top Rank say, all right, you want to go fight Tank Davis? This kind of meet in the middle with Al Heyman and PBC and figure out where to put it, Prime or ESPN. That's a good fight. I know Lomachenko's a little older, maybe like Triple G and Canelo, but I want to see that fight. And if Tank is through Frank Martin, let's make it happen for the career of Lomachenko. This guy won 2 freaking medals for Ukraine. Did everything that you wanted. Top rank. He fought all the best of the best. He even fought a champion out the gate, and he lost to Orlando Salido. And he had to recover from that. He fought Devin Haney. He fought Teofimo Lopez. Everything you've been asked for Lomachenko, he's done it. Now go help out the guy and get a fight across the street.
Dan O, we will get, man, it's like you have a copy of the script. We're going to get to your question right after we're done talking about Lomachenko. Delbert says Fury has slowed down and Usyk is going to be too quick for him. Sadly, Andy's a gatekeeper now, but rooting for him. And then Loma was a master again. Yes. Gilbert, I'm kind of going with. I heard the announcer say this when I was watching the fight, and I kind of tend to agree with them. I think he's going to go Shakur Stevenson first.
It's an easy fight to make because
exactly
same promoter, but yeah.
I don't know if Tink's going to fight after the year's over. Like,
but real quick, Stevenson, I think he has one more fight on his contract with Top Rank. So after that, it might not be an easy fight because I don't think Top Rank is going to keep Shakur Stevenson. He hasn't done his part of being selling a fight, building a brand, and Top Rank is very quick to say, okay, you don't want to build your brand, we're out of here.
Well, I just feel like they'll fight by the end of the year, and then next year it'll be Gervonta versus. I don't know if Gervonta fights before the year's up, because when is his June 15th? He could, but I'm just saying, like, and then what's the money fight for him after that? So that's kind of my question. But I agree with you. I think Gervonta and Lomachenko would be literally, in my opinion, Lomachenko's last dance in a sense with his age and everything.
Yeah, let him get that payday, man.
Yeah, no, I'd love that. All right, Gilbert. A little bit of disappointing news, obviously. I'm sure for for people in general, because the numbers for Canelo versus Munguia came out. I think it was 520,000.
I haven't seen it like from like the actual people that you trust in boxing, but a lot of people have already said 500,000 to 600,000 subscritions. Or pay-per-view buy. Sorry,
Canelo and Charlo got 650,000. So yeah, a little bit down from that. Gilbert, is he still the king of pay-per-views, or is he starting to kind of, or is this the people telling him, you know what fight we want? And this goes into Dan O's question. Do you think Canelo versus Benavidez will happen by the end of the year? But is this basically them telling him, hey, we don't want it, you know what fight we want?
Well, this could be good and bad, right? Like, the good, it's kind of bad for Canelo. Like, I guess you're kind of taking a hit with pay-per-view sales and ticket sales, but
because he made $35 million off of this fight.
He's I guess there's no bad for him, but you're making $35 million off of one fight. What the problem is, Fernando, like when you guarantee so much money without the pay-per-view upsides, then you're banking on this to go over 1 million pay-per-views. The event loses money, but how many people are going to say, well, we're okay with taking the loss because we're going to promote Canelo? And a lot of people want to do that, and Canelo's been doing this kind of free agent thing since he left Golden Boy and Oscar De La Hoya. But now he's gone through DAZN, he's gone through PBC and Prime and Showtime. And if these companies keep losing money after a while, it's like, well, we've done the Canelo route. We've already promoted him. I think we're good. Obviously, one more player would be Saudi Arabia, right? They're going to throw money at Canelo because they want to do it. So I think Canelo is in good standing right now in terms of losing some money. It's not a lot of money, I bet. But Fernando, we saw it. I pointed it out at T-Mobile Arena. There was a whole section blacked out. I'm like, how the hell is this a 17,000 gate attendance when I see the whole section right there blacked out? I was actually surprised. I'm like, cool, 2 Mexican fighters. I know Munguia is not of a name of a Jermel Charlo or a lot of other people, but it's 2 Mexican fighters, and Tijuana came out and supported, but it wasn't a full house. It was still a good environment, but they didn't sell a lot of tickets. So that tells you, and people want to see, like Canelo, obviously in social media, we know because we benefit on Instagram and YouTube, still has a big name. But when it comes to actually giving your money, and a lot of things, Fernando, like honestly, I'll tell you the truth. I have no idea what the hell PLE was, and you kept writing about it in the newsletter. But I guess it's like the new way of saying pay-per-view, right? PPV. Yeah. And that's the way they should go. And boxing is so outdated with the stupid pay-per-views. I could send you a link right now, or you could send me a link saying, here, you can watch this for free. Yeah, a little buffering, but it gets the job done. Or let's go to a friend's house. People aren't spending $80, $90 for these fights. And I don't care that it's Canelo. Like, unless it's Canelo and somebody else, like a David Benavidez, that's really good. You could actually, there's times where I say, you know what? I will give you my money because I don't want to deal with the buffering. Canelo Alvarez and David Benavidez would do that. Canelo Munguia, Canelo Caleb Plant, Canelo Charlo. you ain't getting my money. You know, I hate to say it, or I'm there covering it because I'm a good person, right? But yes, I don't. I think because you have Saudi Arabia still lingering to answer a question and with a long-winded response, there's still money out there for Canelo to be a free agent and not give a crap about. Like Eddie Hearn might throw himself and say, "Hey, I have Edgar Berlanga. Come back to the zone. We need you. We need to sell more subscriptions. Take the guarantee money." Or Saudi Arabia saying, "You want to fight Terence Crawford? We got $50 million for you right here. Just take it." But you're gonna need somebody to really step up and pay him for David Benavidez, and I'm gonna say that won't happen until Cinco de Mayo 2025.
He'd be a year older though. I'm gonna go from the other route. Like, I'm just gonna use my brother as an example. Like, Daniel won't watch like boxing fights. He'll be like he watched Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney, but he's kind of like And UFC 300 he bought because he's like, oh yeah, no, I want to watch this. Like, I really want to see what they're doing. And then obviously he already said McGregor he's gonna buy because he wants to watch McGregor versus he wants to watch that pay-per-view, but he wants to watch McGregor fight again. So yeah, like you said, there are fighters, there are moments where you're like, yeah, I'll watch no matter what. And unfortunately, Canelo's kind of starting to dry out when it comes to that because I think people are trying to tell him, hey, we want the David Benavidez fight. I don't know if fans are too hyped up for him against Terence Crawford. So I think it has to be like, I think the Benavidez and him have to come together soon and basically say, hey, okay, let's do it next May, but like do it in advance so that people actually are like hyped up and his next fight doesn't suffer if he really does do it September 16th or if he waits till the back end of this year. But I think Canelo and I think it benefits both Canelo and David Benavidez to get in the ring. Obviously, it benefits Benavidez even more, but still, I think Canelo does need this fight. I know he said he doesn't, but I really think that he needs it, to be honest.
Yeah, no, I'm with you, but I think it's gonna be one more fight of kind of waiting because people will pay him, but after a while, it's like, okay, you've done enough. Let's go to Cinco de Mayo and start like a bidding war between, you know, you want to fight Benavidez and you want real money, like come over to PBC again.